Hello. Oh shit. I don't even know if I'm on the right thing. I have my there we go. No. Get out of here. There we go. Hello. Welcome to another Spinster the Gungeon, starring me, the lonely spinster. What is a spinster? Someone who doesn't have any sex. It's like an old maid. It's like a woman who is satisfied on her own, so people are upset about it. Living her own life. She doesn't have a man, she's worthless. I feel like it's one of those kind of words. We're gonna do another Spinster the Gungeon here. Starring me. Would it just be a spinner? If you're a guy? No, because that's like, it'd be a spin. If it was spinstress, then maybe it would be spinner. I don't know how it works. Are mistress and master opposites or gender versions of the same thing? Homonyms? No. Semaphores. Because I feel like Mr. and Master and Mistress are, but like are Mr. and Mistress semaphones? Synonyms. Synonyms feels like the wrong word. Synonym means same name, right? So a synonym would be like, I guess, no, maybe it does make sense. So like they have no, because they have different names. They're the same contents, just different names. The names are specifically different. I am very, oh wow, that was a shitty place for that to happen. Well, now we don't have to worry about the water. And now maybe we won't be going to the oubliette because of fuck this room. Give me a gun nut. Give me that nut. Need some money. Need some money, gunny. We're dealing with a situation wherein it's kind of a weird one. So Jackie worked 2 jobs, right? One of them she had just started and she'd barely made any money before society shut down, before the global collapse of the workplace. Recently, she received a call from them saying like, hey, you're getting a certain amount of unemployment and you're getting covered by the stimulus package that exists to help there. Would you accept a job where you make much less and it would be much harder for you to make ends meet? And this job was looking. They needed a certain number of people to get their loan or whatever from the government. And if they didn't offer it to a set number of people, they would then be ineligible to get their loan. So they're offering this thing as a way to allow themselves to float, make some money during this situation. Kind of understandable, right? Well, when Jackie said, like, the person that offered, one of my managers, one of her managers basically said, okay, because they said, okay, no, that's great. I would do the same thing. It doesn't make any sense for you to, damn, we got to push this all the way. It doesn't make any sense for you to take this. They agreed that it was a this is going to take so long. It was a bad decision for her to take the much worse deal that would be so far away from the average of what she was making beforehand, which is what our bills are based on. There's some assistance with bills and things like that for some of our bills, not all of them, and not even a majority of them right now. There's some things like, you know, maybe you won't owe now, but you'll owe everything at the end of all this all at once. And if you haven't been earning money, you're just kind of screwed on it. But basically, she said no. And then like 4 days later, she got an email at midnight saying, because you turned down our offer, you know, or no, it said, if you turn down our offer, you will no longer be eligible for unemployment benefits. She had already turned it down. They then said, now we're giving you this and you have to apply right now. You have to tell us whether you accept it right now, or else your unemployment's gonna be taken from you, the money that you, and here's the thing, her other job is paying 100% of her unemployment insurance. Her other job, the one that is her primary job that she's been working for much longer, is shelling out the money for unemployment. So essentially she's being held ransom, like, in a weird way, so this company can get can meet the quota for their thing. They offered something that she either had to accept or had to say, I don't need any money at all, period, during this catastrophe. So we're trying to figure that out. It's a really prickly situation where they're not responding, or they're being really, really cagey with their responses in such a way that is not allowing us to get the proper information, know if there's a way to just like no longer work for this company without it importing or not contributing towards this whole decision. There's a way for them to have not offered us the thing, because the situation is essentially like fucking over her other job. And of course Reddit is basically saying like, unemployment's not an unpaid vacation, or not a paid vacation. You're not supposed to be enjoying any of this. Like, and it's like, nobody's fucking enjoying any of this. What it is it's like either a bad situation that another company a company created out of nowhere, a company that has made, that should have made enough money to weather this storm. Ooh, what's this? So it's gonna be 25 for the key. Let's check everything first, just real quick to absolutely make sure. And yeah, this whole situation seems like really bullshitty, kind of left field stuff, where essentially she's being punished for having picked up the phone. And like, I hate it. Like, I hate it because the company that she was just starting to work for is overall a good company, but they're handling this whole situation in a pretty uninformed way. What it feels like is they didn't know the extent of what their offer would entail when they first issued it out. And so now people are kind of like just screwed. And they don't want to be culpable, so they're not saying anything. They're not taking any responsibility for it, which is what businesses do in situations like this, because there could be potentially like hundreds and hundreds of employees, you know, filing to sue because of because they then accepted responsibility for having done something wrong that is harmful to their employee. It's like, you know, they're gonna, of course, legally they're gonna do what they can to cover their own asses. And it's like, it sucks. This is a good company in the most part, but I think they got screwed, and their lawyers are probably telling them like, hey, don't do anything that can hurt you in the long run. Like, don't give them like legal leverage in this situation. And it's the right call from a legal standpoint, but they're basically saying like, hey, employees and individuals, like, you got to handle this yourself. Like, we made this situation and it's up to you to suffer through it. And like, I don't want to mention any of this because it's potentially like I don't want to get on here and express my opinion, because it's like, I don't want there to be any way for this to come back and bite us in the ass. So we have to worry about like what we say and what we do. But it's really fucking shitty how this whole thing is basically pitting employers versus employees, instead of it being like, everyone stay home and take care of yourself. It's like, hey, like the number of people that are working in dangerous situations because they cannot quit or they don't qualify for unemployment. Whoa, damn. So they have to keep the job. It's like, I know people have seen the thing where like, it's like, I'm not a hero, I'm a hostage. And that's kind of what it feels like right now. And I know we're not the only people going through that, but I don't know. It doesn't make it okay that anyone is going through it. There's a situation where like it's so obviously like, I mean, Jackie's been paying as part of her taxes unemployment insurance for this entire time. Like that's part of what our taxes cover. And now she's being punished for not going along with what is essentially the worst offer that harms her and makes it harder for her to get through the situation, or potentially goes out and works and puts herself at risk for contracting this disease. We haven't been leaving the house like at all, and they're saying you have to accept this job or you get nothing. Like, it's fucked. So we'll see how it goes. It feels like the world is like, I think a report also came out today that like the richest people on the planet have made $282 billion in profits off of this situation. It is once again a situation in which the ultra rich are of course benefiting from the suffering that everybody else is going through. It's a situation in which of course loopholes and tax havens and things like that. The fact that companies that have tax havens are getting taxpayer paid stimulus packages is fucking absolutely insane to me. It seems like so obvious and clearly outright evil that I can't believe anyone is trying to go back and justify it. I don't even think people are trying to justify it. They're just like, don't say anything, let it happen. Like the law, the language of the stimulus package said there has to be oversight, and then the president essentially vetoed that and said, let's get that oversight thing out of there. These people that like dodge paying taxes, we have to give them some money, because even though all their employees are taxed, they don't need to be. It's like fucking insane. These companies that should already be have been thriving before this should be suffering the way the rest of the population is suffering now. It shouldn't be a situation where anybody is thriving, anybody is doing better, especially not big corporations that don't contribute to the same degree that their fucking lowest employee does. I don't know. It's irritating to me. Oh man, didn't mean to miss that shot. So we're gonna have to get some more keys. Hopefully we can get this guy down before this double vision wears off. Yes, we can. I wish we had a way to, Are you doing breathing exercises? I wish we had a way to have seen how this experience would have broken down under a Democratic leadership. Like, I mean, would have been different, that's for sure. But, like, who would they have been trying to support in this? Would it have still... Because there's a chance... Bless you. Bless you. There's a good chance that they would have fucked up and been like, we got to make sure business is okay. That's what happened after the Wall Street bailouts, where taxpayers... Like, the fact that Bank of America and and Wells Fargo and all these places still exist and are still thriving after they basically created a situation in which everybody else is suffering, like, it's fucked. Like, it's really fucked. And we're doing it again because that's what we do as Americans. We let people rob us and bankrupt individuals. Why is it so dark? And then we do what's good for the business afterwards. Let's see something. Ooh, that's really making that light spot shine. Oh God, that was close. Ah, that's much better. Okay. There we go. Yeah, isn't that like... I feel like that's something people should feel weird about. Like, dude, that was awesome. People should feel really fucking weird about supporting businesses over individuals because, like, as we've seen with the few businesses that have actually suffered during all of this, like, they do kind of need people to function, or they can cheat it and just use government handouts. How come handouts are okay for businesses, but they're a fucking criminal style problem for individuals? Like, why? When did that become the way this country worked? Like, I mean, I guess the 1960s is the answer to that. Like, when people thought the American dream applied exclusively to even before that, I guess, like the whole union busters, the whole trust, the Rockefellers, all of that shit, like, was the earliest instances of that. Like, the ultra rich coming off of basically slave labor. If we want to go back to it, it was slavery. I don't necessarily want to go back to it because as a black human being, talking about slavery just ends up with eye rolls. But it's the modern day equivalent where we will do everything for the big head. It's all about keeping that GDP up. I saw a graph the other day showing the highest GDP per country over the last like 20 years or something. And you know, the United States was in the top position for all of it. With it going from like Japan being second to like Canada getting up there for a little bit, and then I think of course China is now in a close second. I think if there were a way for China to call back all of the debt that was owed it, they would very easily be in first place, but they're gonna hold that out until they have a lot more leverage than they already have, which is insane that they could possibly get more. But the whole situation is like, it feels so fucking weird that we didn't get the highest GDP by being the greatest country on earth. We got the highest GDP by sacrificing the most poor people, like by being the most willing to like really let the lower classes bear the brunt of this. And people are like absolutely not willing to accept that as true. Or they are, but then they're willing to just be like, eh, I like my new jet boat, my new jet ski that's a full boat size. Dang, of course, for no reason, I used double vision right before the boss. Oh, Lord, that was close. No, fuck. Just didn't wiggle. Didn't wiggle enough. The holster is like an embarrassing boss to lose your lead god to. It's such an easy fucking boss. It didn't fucking wiggle. 5 o'clock somewhere. Do we have enough for this? Let's see, stout bullets, yes. Alright, can't be mad about that. This is the second time in recent memory of having flame rounds and the pox cannon. Man, he ran in here like he had found a freaking mimic. I was kind of excited. Man, that's fine. Yeah, we're fine. Losing the flawless was dumb, but we're fine. We'll make it through. I forgot what I had as my backup weapon. Dang. Did you check up your butt, boy? That's good, especially if it explodes into fire. Come on. Okay, still got fire on him. I don't think he can actually take damage while he's closed, but the second he gets back, it's damage time, baby. One of the things I'm kind of loving about this whole situation is that everyone's finally realizing how shitty the half-hearted platitudes used by marketing teams are. Like, there's like, you know, I don't watch a lot of TV, but there's usually a Hulu or a Netflix or something on. And when it's Hulu specifically, since Hulu still has commercials for some fucking reason, you'll see these like car companies be like, "We're all in this together during these these trying times. Oh, it's a real struggle in a situation. We're a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and you're a paycheck to paycheck busboy, but we're all in this together, and because of that, we love you so much that we'll give you 25% off if you buy a car right now." No, excuse me, 20% off. Did we say 25? I'm sorry, that was... Oh, also, maybe not 20% off, that's a whole lot. We'll give you a discount of like $1,000, but like, buy a car, take out a loan right now. Oh, we need it, you need it. Like, cars bring everybody together and you need it so bad. Like, we want you to be happy, and that's why we're trying to get you to have this car. And we're in this together, and it's a crazy time, right? It's so weird. Nothing like this has ever happened, but buy a fucking Toyota, please, for the love of God. Oh, our projections went down a little bit for this year. Please buy a Toyota, buy a Camry, buy a Corolla, buy a RAV4. We need it. And I'm just like, cool. I mean, at least you're wearing your shitty "we're suffering through this together" like right on your shoulder. You're not allowing anybody to believe that you actually care about them as a person. I mean, and of course the business doesn't care, but like, I'm so happy that the internet is like, hey, we see through this stuff. Like, it's obvious. Oh shit, I have to take this call. This is important. Hello? Hey, this is Regis.
Oh, jeez. Oh dear. That's not how you get it done. Come on.
All right, so that was a long pause in the middle of this thing. This video is still going on. I may have to take another call. Honestly, with this one, I might end up going back and editing out these long pauses. But who knows? Who cares? It just means a longer upload time, more time for the audience to sit, think, chill, relax, meditate, have a good breather in the middle of it. Yeah, the situation is bazonkers and bananas, and I just got a call from the, like, about the situation specifically. I'm not going to say anything more about it. And potentially there's some light at the end of the tunnel style stuff going on. But we'll see. Things are still working right now. Things are still being figured out. But I don't know. It's such a strange. And I know I've said, oh man, and I used a blank. Fuck. Blank was just a little bit too late. Sometimes it's like good to know you would have fucked it up anyway. Give me the thing. Oh, whoops. Alright. This is starting to get a little scary. I forgot that we didn't flawless that second boss as well. I'm so tired of getting any of the bows. Elbows, small bows. So yeah, there's no, if there is a sudden, another need to pause video temporarily, I'm apologizing in advance, but I don't know what to say. Like, it's stuff I have to take care of. I didn't expect to be getting the first call because it had been hours after I tried to get through. But, you know, people are busy. I do believe that that my bosses are probably dealing with the fallout of a lot of this, so I don't expect them to just be ready to go, you know? Hmm. 74. We're making a lot of money on this run. Huh. I was wondering if it would make a puddle. So how much is this? 28, and this is probably 35. We got enough for both of those. Give me something good, you dingbat. It's not swaging. Alexa, read notification. Not all worth it. Alexa, read notification.
No new notifications.
Oh my god.
I think Jackie might have got to it before me. Don't be the regular t-shirt cannon. Yake-a-roni. Yake-a-roni. Cool. Alright, let's keep going. It was a good floor overall. Like a very good floor overall. So... Doom, doom, doom. Oh man, I looked up at the audio levels and I knew that was in a silent scene, but I still had a moment of like, has it been silent this whole time? And I just not noticed. Sometimes when I turn off my computer, I come back and shit's all whack. Yeah, we got some sort of delivery of some sort. And that's why the dog's Barn King. That's how he became king of the barn. I gotta tell you, since I got that phone call, my head's in like 4 different places. I mean, it's kind of in the place where my head started, but I had just moved past it, and now I'm trying to not retread on the same conversation points. So that's why I'm kind of at a little bit of a loss for things to talk about. I think I want to use the pox cannon. Those are 2 of my favorite weapons, and it's when I get both of them, it's very hard to switch between them. I really like the rattler, and I really like the pox cannon. I just like dots. I think if I'm getting close to enemies, the rattler is better. But if I don't have the opportunity to, pox cannon's better. I guess it depends. It in both cases depends on what I'm fighting. I'm not doing spice. I don't like spice. Wow, what accuracy!
Oh,
I almost just sat there and took it. Scary. Get dead. Get dead. I hate those enemies so much. It's funny, when I think about my my favorite weapons in this game, I don't tend to think about my favorite like boss killers. My favorite like overpowered, just crusher of giants, you know? It's like always gonna be just the ones that I feel like I can use for the entire run for every or almost every situation. Like, a thing I can throw at bosses 5 times a run or whatever is great and extremely useful, but a thing that I can use for the 90% of the rest of the run that exists is much better, and I think is really hard to see that in some instances, but it's honestly how I feel about most of these guns. Like, I think when I think of my list of like favorite guns to get, most of them are not boss killers, even though killing bosses, especially killing them fast and fluidly, is important. Obviously. Give me great weapons overall, or give me, well, don't give me death. That would suck. What do we got? Blank and ammo. I've been listening to a lot of Stereolab again. Oh man, I don't want to go through this room again. I'm actually going to go around a long way. I missed that jump probably 3/4 of the time I go through that room, because I don't like to go up spikes, down, out. But I've been listening to a lot of Stereolab because because I know how to talk. No, because Spotify has figured out that I like Stereolab, and I have remembered that I like Stereolab, and it's like a match made in heaven because Spotify has Stereolab on it. Stereolab or Spotify is weird. It's doing this thing where it's like recommending like remastered editions and like long extended editions for almost all of its albums. Hey, what's up? Fighting a boss. We're just get out of here. I love you, baby. Eee, Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. Glad we had an extra link, etc., etc. Can't poison a tank. Okay. Oh boy, back off, please. There we go. That final shot is good. Final shot is good. Wow, wow, wow. So tired of getting this fucking item. Ooh. Like, for real, I'm so goddamn exhausted of seeing the fucking chamber gun. What is this, 360S scope? I mean, yeah, well, it definitely wasn't that. It wasn't gonna be that one. And I'm so tired of getting that same fucking gun, ooly doo. Let's see how we do on this boss. This way we can leave fire and poison all over the place. There's gonna be some of these guys that we don't actually even shoot at. That was scary. Hey, any chance you want to fucking quit it? What else is in the box? Nothing. That's not true. It was the Rattler, wasn't it? It was the old Rattle Balls. Rainn Wilson's character on Adventure Time. Yikes. This is not where I want to be. Okay, knockback. Thank you. Thank you. I'm really trying to use Spotify as a way to find new artists, and I'm doing a bad job, like I always do when I temporarily get back into listening to things, listening to music instead of audiobooks. I like, it's not intentional, but it is definitely the case that it is so, it's so much not necessarily just easier, but like more effortlessly enjoyable to just keep hearing those same like 7 or 8 albums that I absolutely know I'm going to adore without question. Like, ooh, we probably need to give Nanners some more lovin'. Nana's loving happens so fast. That was obviously going to be an instance of me getting hit. I knew it, and I was just like, you just gotta accept it on this one. Just have to accept it. The Nana's love wasn't a dream, but oh, when I'm Nannerteen, oh, oh. Nanner's dreams burst in the seams of my Nanner's night. I forgot how the rest of that song goes. Alright, shotguns are good for this boy. We got slowy D's, I forgot. We got slowy B's on these D's. Oh wait. Fucking lovely. That's just lovely. Oh! Oh god! I totally hit blank and it didn't go through and I'm so lucky. This sun sucks. Nanner's dream. Okay, I'll stop. Another shitty shotty. Well, a shitty shotty, not another one. We don't have too many shitty shots right now. It was the eye of the needle. It was the thrill of the fight. Well, what a pal. Just walking straight into the poison like that. I didn't do any insisting dang da do. Dang da do. It's like 4 things I super want. Let's go ahead. Oh boy, I even forgot that I was going to be giving up health. I'm so glad I managed to slip on through. Double vision is blanks. Double vision is blanks. Thanks, thanks. Double vision is blanks. Let's throw this last nano. A double vision is blanks. Double vision is blanks. Thanks, thanks. Double vision is blanks. Don't know what to do. I guess I'll use this one. It's really good if you're willing to put yourself some harm way. Cause that's what you do. Don't use this. Do. I don't want to use this one. This is a music theater episode of the Rufus McCain show. One of the things I'm working on, it's going to be a slow, long secondary or tertiary project, but I'm working on a quick intro scene. I don't know if I'm going to use it on these YouTube videos. Anytime I've made like some of my older videos, I had a YouTube intro that kind of, it was pretty bad, but like all of those videos were really bad. The sound levels are fucking awful. I like went back and watched some of my earlier ones, and it's like a man whispering while video game noise happens, and it's just like me looking, like the camera's so far away, and like I'm so, I don't know, there was a lot wrong in those early days of the Rufus McCain show, if you want to call that, and I definitely do, so I want you to as well. Damn, why did I jump into that guy? It sucks. The money on this run has been dynamite. Dang. I want Singularity, but I also not. We got Elder Blank. We got Little Kitty Blank, I mean, not Elder. That's going straight in the garbage. Going straight in the trash. Javelin's great. Okay, Javelin's our other weapon. We figured out our 2 weapons now that we got rid of...
Fuck.
We got rid of fuck. According to Nate. This has treated us well. It's been great. It's been grand. It's been kind. It's been wonderful. But get the fuck out of here. And I'm going to get rid of this because I don't want the temptation. I see how this run's going. I know where my my temptations lie. I'd rather get something else good on the next floor than even think about that gun existing at all. You heard? What the fuck is this synergy? What is backdraft? Touching enemies sets them on fire. We're doing it. Let's give away a few more of these weapons now that I've emptied the coffers to such a degree. I got other weapons we don't give a patoot about. I do want to keep one beam weapon though. Get out of here, starting gun. Get out of here, other shitty one. Get out of here, dessert egel. I could see myself using every single one of those. And the freeze ray is skeletons only, but I mean that's still a thing we need to worry about. Regular shotgun is most likely not going to be used, but if lies and most are made of coffee and toast, we wouldn't need breakfast. If lies and ghosts were coffee and toast, we wouldn't need breakfast. Do you remember back when exit rooms didn't have goddamn teleports in them? That crazy what? It was like, we'll introduce teleporting so that people can get around our big ass stages. Don't fucking teleport to the end. You need to be committed. Go one way or the other. If lies and ghosts were coffee and toast, everyone gets a flango. Can this guy die? Boom, boom. I think a bunch of chickens spawned and then disappeared from existence instantaneously. They're back. Okay. I'm really happy now that I'm realizing, now that I'm remembering, with, we got the fucking battle standard. We got the Bogo stand. What does the BS stand for? It's not the, is it, maybe it is a battle standard. I used to always think it was the Banner Saga, which I think is what it's referencing. Let's just see what it's actually called. It's got to be Battle Standard. Yeah, okay. You do. Damn, we're getting a lot of chickings. I wonder if the chickings do extra damage as well. Locked. Confounded. Like that room. I like that room when it's only the one wave. And the table's in the way. And it's basically something you don't have to think about. I like it. I like that room when it's easy as hell. God, the javelin's such a good addition. Sunlight Jabby. We're not gonna do anything. That guy's gonna be K-rushed. King K-rush. Still waiting on the other phone call. I'm guessing the situation is kind of tough to handle. He's got to be on the original because he went straight at it. It's a good little like detection system. Truth finding platform. Platform? That's not what I mean. It's not the word I'm trying to use there. Algorithm, probably. It's closer to what I'm looking for. Device, maybe, even, would work. Tool. Felt myself jumping the wrong way and was like, oh, did it early. Just take the hit, get it over with. Chop is probably to the right. Nope. LCBs most certainly. Ooh. Ay, 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 okay. It is weird how the sunlight javelin sets enemies on fires, but it's not a spreadable fire. Like, it's just a fire that kind of... Oh my god. If I had spent too much to get that, I would have been furious. 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 So I may buy a blank. I don't think there are any blanks for sale. I may buy a blank if there happened to be blanks for sale, but I don't think there's a blank. But I think we got a little blank. Friend, buddy. Hi, this is a coffee-focused episode of the RUFUS MCKAIN show. RUFUS. There we go. Thank you, Bucko. Thank you, Buckaronis. He really satisfied, like Snickers does. Yarmed and encharmed. Dear Guitar.
What the fucking shit?
Shoot doot dude. Ooh, that might be like quite honestly like our best weapon for this. Dang. Bouncy bees might make it dope as well. I'm gonna put it in that heart spot. It looks like it only doubles the forward direction, so we're gonna do that. Okay, we gotta remember also that our thing doubles as a blank enabler. Ooh, baby. So maybe a little bit more. Ah! Dude, when the screen went white, I nearly shart myself with fear of being hit. I was very close to taking damage there. And I'm not entirely certain that I would have been smooth style sailing. These things are moving so slowly. I should have put poison on them. Oh, my ear's feeling better. Thanks for asking. Thanks, 4-ass king. Imagine a guy putting a crown on his head and then just being like, eh? You count those? That number of asses? That's why I wear the crown. That's why I'm sitting up here, you're sitting down there. The number of asses is why. Ooh. Almost went into another Queen song. Mm. I'm gonna cut it back on the Queen song parodies. Just by a little bit, not by too much. You still need a few. God, I am what they call expert at picking the wrong path here. Those don't work, Nate.
Oh.
Ooh, I forgot about Charmy Bees. We got that right at the end. I wouldn't mind some more of that little 5-alarm charm is going on. Is it 5 alarm? How many alarms is the right amount? 4 alarm? I don't know, some amount of alarm of charm. Ooh, you gotta sneak my bone tonight. Ooh, you gotta break me in the firelight. Whoops! A fucking doodle. Who cares about that secret room? Nami. Namaste. Ooh. Doodle-doodle-doo. Oh man, I love the freaking sunlight javelin. Oh, okay. It's like, who the fuck else is in this room? That's such incredible damage. I don't think I have any damage multipliers going on or anything like that. Oh, right. I'm invincible on contact. I actually do damage on Connie T. You know what I would have liked for this run? And it's going to surprise everyone. But Ghost Bullets would have been dope. Ghost Bullets with Bouncy Bullets is actually like an incredible combination. I wonder if it's better damage per second for the from the Sunlight Javelin than fire, because it does negate the fire effect completely. Like it's a non-spreadable fire, like cold butter. Like imagine a fire, but it's made out of cold butter. That's the kind of fire it is. Dang. I'm gonna follow. Nope, pup's not gonna find him either. Okay. All the chickens. Whoa, almost walked off the edge. Oh my god, that was such chicken food right there. That was a full buffet of chicken feed. Oh, these guys can't even hurt me until they're dead as a door is. The explorers. Dead as a Dora the Explorer. Oof. Yeah, whoops. Yeah, but bouncy bees and ghosty bees can make a beautiful combination. Or they could, if I ever was using both of them at the same time. Oh man, I just got that weird. So there's a song by Ludacris that's like, it's like, you know how rappers will do those sexy songs sometimes. They're like, I wanna have sex with you until your body is done with it. Like, that song. I'm not like a kink shamer or anything like that. Okay, just like fucking get that through your thick, ignorant skull. That's not my steez. I don't like to shit on other people's perversions. But what I am is a foot hater. And it's not about kinks or anything like that. It's just I don't like the way the feet look. I don't like the way that they smell. I wish that we could have just like, you know how tabby look, like the Japanese sock that's supposed to go with traditional Japanese sandals, I believe. I wish our feet were just like that, like Ninja Turtle feet, with no toenails. Then I'd be like, cool, whip those things out, Mamacita. But as is, feet have some design flaws. They're disgusting looking, and they're where we put all of our weight, and they get calluses, and they're made of so many fucking bones. That it's like putting your 2 feet put the rest of your entire body to shame in pure bone count, which is important. Stop hogging all the bones, feet. Is what I'm constantly saying. I don't know. They just look. Oh my god, that was a fucking. Whatever. We didn't get the Lich Flawless. Because the game stuttered. I want you to know that, but I'm not gonna say it's an excuse. I was using a gun that's very likely to cause stuttering. So me, the victim, it's my fault. Wow! Oh god, that was the wrong one. That's the right one. There we go. We're done. So we got nothing. You know what? I don't care. I'm not even fretting about it like a what's the fretboard on a guitar? What's it called? A fretboard? I know there's a whammy bar. I think the fretboard is the thing that's like at the bottom, where if you slide that little metal cylinder, it'll make it go like. I know so much about music. Everybody else out there, just stop trying. Put your goddamn instruments away. I got this. But I was making the whole fret reference because of how I used a guitar in this game. What a great, incredible, beautiful, fantastic run. It doesn't matter that I didn't get shit on it because it was dope as hell regardless. Anyway, goodbye.